I am living in a timeline where OG Dragon Ball is finally getting some respect. I know that it isn't hype a lot. I know that a lot of people feel some type of way about OG Dragon Ball. Maybe it's because you haven't watched it, or maybe it's because all you care about is fusions. Now I get it. Fusions bring in the bacon. Fusions bring in the money. Fusions is what makes people's dick hard. Okay, I get that. But sometimes you gotta go back to the roots. You gotta bring that shit back. You gotta put it in reverse, Terry. And that's what we've been brought today. We've been brought an EZA for Yamcha. We've been brought LRT. I just didn't look too much into it until recently. And let me tell you, I wonder what this actually means for OG Dragon Ball, or better yet, instead of OG Dragon Ball, we'll just say Earthlings, right? Earthlings, that whole category. We got to get a new Krillin at some point. We need a new Krillin. Because Earthling category here, I mean, General Blue, Mercenary Tao. I think Bulma is coming up on an EZA probably maybe next year, unless they speed up the process. I'm not sure what this means, but it threw me off because we went tournament participants and then we shifted to mission execution, and we had we had Ginyu Force. And now we're switching back. I mean, I know his leader skill is Earthbred Fighters and mission execution. So Dragon Ball Sequels Earthling. So we're on a double lead. I guess you can bring Mercenary Tao. You can bring Yamcha for Earthbred Fighters. You could bring Tien. I don't know what other units outside of General Blue that you're gonna bring with this group, unless they put somebody else on Tien's banner, which I mean, it could, but I doubt. I feel like they would have showed us at this point. But I'm confused because, I mean, this Yamcha, I love him. I love Yamcha. The only problem I had with him, he was like dodge or die, which I'm guessing he's kind of still dodge or die. This is my first time looking at the kit. I'm about to look at the kit right here. Okay, here we go. 200%. Earthlings, Turtle School, Earthbred Fighter, Saiyan Saga. Gotcha. I say OG Dragon Ball, I'm bringing it because of Tien, not because of Yamcha. Yamcha isn't OG Dragon Ball, but this is Saiyan Saga Yamcha. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I was saying OG Dragon Ball because of, you know what I'm talking about. Chance of evading enemies attack 20% for 1 turn. Key +3 attack and defense 200% for 5 turns. That's nice. Okay, attack and defense 200%, 50% chance to crit, 50% chance to evade. Launch additional attack is a great chance, or 70% chance of becoming a super. Okay, so that's 1. For every rainbow keys for obtained defense 40% and chance of evading enemies attack 10% before attacking. So if I put them in the first slot and I grab a bunch of rainbow key spheres, which on average you're not gaining or not grabbing no more than 5, that's max. I'm sure you can find a way to grab more, but realistically only 5. So you're probably getting a maximum of 200% defense. And then, but I guess on average, anywhere from 120 to 160 extra % defense for the rainbow key spheres, or anything less for every attack performed up to 200%. Oh, so it's infinite. So we'll get up to 200% attack and defense, which is good for every attack performed. He used to launch like 3 or 4 different attacks, and then launches 2 attacks or 2 additional attacks. Each have a 50% chance of becoming a super within the turn after evading attack. That's crazy. And then launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. So let's just put it this way. If we are getting AoE'd and we dodge that first attack, right? We can launch 2 additional attacks, plus the launch additional attack that has a 70% chance to become a super. Plus, if we're in a second slot, we launch additional attack has a 50% chance of becoming a super attack. So we launched a 2, who has a high chance of becoming a super, and then we have this. So this is like 4 plus the 1. We can do 5 or 6 supers. I feel like I should still go, because we have a 50% chance to crit. I feel like I don't know what the build is going to be for him. I mean, I guess if you want to go full additional, you still can. He could probably do more than 5 or 6 supers if what's what it's looking like. And maybe, well, he has a 50% chance to crit. I'm probably going to go additional and dodge more than likely. And then what else is it? It says for every super attack performed, chance of evading enemies attack 10% within a turn. Whoa. Well, let's do the math here. So if we're going against Jiren, right? And he does an AoE and he is supering in the third slot. I guess he always super in the first slot. I guess I can't say Jiren. Some boss that AoEs at the beginning and then it can super later on, I guess. But even if we're in the first slot and he supers or normals first, we dodge. He's supering after. We do, what is that? 5 or 6 supers. That's 10% each. So 50% chance on top of the 50. So we could have 100% chance to evade if we connect on all the super attacks from that, potentially, if things align right. And then he greatly raises attack and defense per turn. So the only problem that I would say that this guy has is when you go to a no dodge phase, if you can't get any rainbow key spheres, if his passives run out of key +3 attack and defense 200% for 5 turns, what are we looking like here? We cannot dodge. We have no defensive buffs. It's looking really grim for us out there, right? So I think I just need to see what his starting of turn defense is. What is it once he's max? I'm sure they're gonna have the calculations here later, but just seeing that, I guess I'm really excited for Saiyan Saga. To be honest with you, I think that's really a dub here lately. Also on top of that, let's go like at TN. Okay, so TN, final trump card Earthlings. So Yamcha is going to be on there because of the Earthlings. And then this TN is crazy. Let me tell you why it's crazy. And y'all already know, but attack and defense 250%, all allies defense 30% for 2 turns. That's crazy, bro. And then before receiving the attack, he gets a 75% damage reduction every time. And then when receiving the attack as the first attacker in a turn, defense 400%, damage reduction 30%, key +3, attack 100%, defense 200%, and a damage reduction rate 20% for 3 turns. So mind you, we have a 75% damage reduction before we get hit. Okay, once we get hit, we lose that, and then we get a 30% damage reduction and additional damage reduction for 20% for 3 turns, if I'm not mistaken. Before receiving the attack, we get additional 75%. And then after that, then we get a 30%, 400% defense, key +3 attack, 100% defense, 200% damage reduction rate 20% for 3 turns. So the best bet to do is to put him in the first slot for the first turn. And then after that, we're gonna put him in the second slot. And we're gonna carry over the 20% damage reduction that we have, and he's gonna have a 95% damage reduction in the second slot with a 70% chance of evading, plus attack 100%, defense 200% for 4 turns, and then attack 400% and defense 200%. That's crazy. And then when receiving a Ki Blast super attack, 50% chance to nullify an encounter with tremendous power, nullifies it, counter with tremendous power if there's a Kamehameha category enemy. Does that mean in Festival of Battle that we are gonna drop that? I ain't finna say it's a 4-letter word, start with a D and it rhymes with ick. We gonna drop that shit. Okay, wow. I don't like that he greatly raises it. He doesn't know defense. There's no defensive buffs here. Saiyan Saga, Earthling. What's I said? OG Dragon. Earthlings have just got a huge buff. If I see a Chaozu or Matsu, you finna catch these hands. Okay. Dokkan devs, y'all finna catch these hands. I better not see none of that no more. All right. I thought we was hinting towards some hype. I don't want to say Yamcha's not hype. He's more hype than Ginyu Force, I believe, just because he's super class. He's Earthbred fighters. I mean, Ginyu Force is limited to only, to be honest, Ginyu Force. So I don't know. I do like this Yamcha. I do like this TN. I don't mind Mercenary Tao. Mercenary Tao is good, but it's just like, what was the point of dropping Ginyu Force if it was like damn. Like, it was like we've been begging for Ginyu Force for so long, which we haven't, and they just gave it to us on some, because we are complaining about them type shit. Because what's the point? They need a home. I thought we was getting maybe a new Ginyu. maybe a super EZA physical Ginyu and then tech Ginyu. Like that would have been like, okay, now Ginyu Force is a competent team, but now they're just fuck them, right? We don't care about them. Categories that TN's on: final trump card, Dragon Ball Saga, Earthlings. So he's on tournament participants. And I guess that buff Cell's team, PyCon, Cell. Yeah, that's just cut it out, bro. Y'all are forcing this. Y'all trying to force tournament participants on us. We don't care about that team, bro. Tournament participants, bro. It's such a stacked category, it seems like. But the problem here is that a lot of these units just don't link with each other. Like tournament power units only link well with tournament power. And then you got some of the, like, I think PyCon has like Cold Judgment. Yeah, it has like Cold Judgment. And I think that's for what hit Jiren. Yeah, like it's like, okay, sure, that's nice. I mean, sure, but like, I don't know, bro. We're gonna see. I do think that Tien's good. He's great. I like him for what he is. Yamcha, an Earthbred Fighters team. It just seems like I have to run an Earthbred Fighters team, but I don't know outside of, I'm tired. Listen, I'm tired of running Vegito and Gogeta. Like I just want to run a competent Earthbred Fighters team without using them, but they're so damn good. You know what I'm saying? So maybe try running some Kid Goku, some Mercenary Tao, some Yamcha. I maybe bring back Bulma, some Tien. I don't know. We're gonna get into some Earthbred Fighters here pretty soon. I want to run that type of team because, man, I'm tired of Vegito. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm tired of seeing his kicks. I'm tired of seeing. No, I'm not really tired of Gogeta, but I need some different. So that's all. I want to get my Yap session out. What do you guys think of Yamcha? What do you think of Tien? And what do you think of Earthbred Fighters and Earthlings now? You think they're competent? I ain't gonna lie to you. I still think that category is pretty mid.